Hello, good evening and welcome to the inaugural Civ 6 Rise and Fall AI-only World Cup. I'm Ursa Ryan, thank you for joining me. Over the next roughly 11 videos or so, we're going to be putting the AI through its paces in a series of AI-only battle royale style things. Every AI is going to go up against another AI. We're going to go through a sequence of 7 heats to eliminate as many AIs as we can, and eventually we will be left with one winner, the best put together game bought Rise and Fall AI available at the moment. It should be fun, hopefully. To get a little bit of context, I'm going to be using autoplay by Jedimon? I have no idea how you pronounce that name, I'm very sorry. Seemingly the best autoplay sort of AI battle royale mod available at the moment for Civ 6. If better ones come along, then I will switch over to those, because this one, as good as it is, has its limitations, but it should, for now, serve its purpose. The rules are as follows. We're going to be playing on the 6-armed Snowflake map, which is, as maps go, a pretty evenly paced one. Each prong of the 6-armed Snowflake starts with pretty much the same start, resources, well not resources, but the amount of resources, strategic resources are all the same, distance from the middle of the Snowflake where all of the goodies are. It's a really good map, equal starts, and the temptation or sort of draw to the middle of the Snowflake, which should, in theory, put everybody together. We're going to be leaving the game on deity difficulty in order to attempt to get the AI to be powerful enough to do something. I find from a couple of test runs leaving it on deity seems to work the best. We're going to be playing it on online speed because we don't want to be here all day, and I'm going to be leaving all of the victory conditions on. Culture, domination, religious, science. Religious is going to be very hard to watch. I don't know if I've never seen an AI win a religious victory. Let's put it that way. So I'm not expecting a religious victory here. More likely than not, either a domination, science, or a score victory will be putting out into play. But we shall see. Now, one of the limitations with the autoplay mod is that whichever civ you start with starts on settler difficulty, so this one at the top, while all of the AIs play as deity. I don't know why that is, so it means that each round we can't exactly get, for now, until the mod is upgraded or changed in some way, we can't get a 6-way battle royale going on this particular map. We can get a 5-way battle royale. So what we'll be doing is dividing the 36 civs in the regular base game plus Rise and Fall DLC, and all the little bits as well, Australia's, Aztecs, all those sort of things. We'll be dividing the 36 teams into 7 heats of 5, plus a bye. Now, I randomly determined this earlier on an Excel sheet. Hint, it was using the rand between function. Yeah, I really am that sad. Alexander, well, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you see things, has received a bye to the second round, or to the semi-finals, through just the fact that he got a 99 out of 100 on the random generator. So well done, Alex. You've already made it through to the semi-final. Unfortunately for him, he's going to be our guinea pig and our, well, laughing stock for pretty much every round so far. He's going to be on the map every single game of these sort of 7 heats. He will be playing on settler difficulty, and he will be rubbish. Heat 1 looks like this. We have, randomly generated of course, a Manitore, is that how you pronounce it, of Nubia. She is very good at building districts and generally all-round, well-rounded individual. Genghis Khan, Mongol horde, master, cavalry, slayer. Watch out for Genghis Khan, he should be a pretty good shoe-in for a domination victory. We've got Saladin, again, culture, science, faith, all up Arabia's sleeve, so they should be a good wild card. Jitagia, is that how you pronounce it? Indonesia, we're gonna pronounce this one as. I'm sorry, my pronunciation has got no better than it has in any of my videos previously. Indonesia is one of those civs that I don't think the AI is built very well for. Certainly in the games I've played so far, when Indonesia has come along, they seem to be knocked out pretty quickly. But you know, they might play well. I don't know. Finally, we've got Jadwiga. Jadwiga? I don't know, Poland, again, pronunciation. Good at culture, good at domination, good at faith. Generally speaking, they should be alright generally. I mean, looking at this, I think Genghis Khan is the most aggressive of all these players, but I don't know. Nubia and Poland have been known to get a little bit aggressive. There's a lot of faith players here. I don't think any one civ is going to run away with any one sort of winning victory condition, I guess. Maybe I'm thinking Jadwiga might do well on a cultural aspect, but until we start, I'm not sure. The rules are as follows. The person who wins the map will be going straight through to the semi-final. Out of the 4 remaining players, I will be picking the runner-up, who will also go through. I'm going to be picking that based on who I think has done best in that particular game, be it a clear second place, or something that they've done which I deem to be worth a buy through to the semi-final. So, without further ado, let's get started. And we jump straight into it. You can see our dummy contender here, Alexander, is settled on the top right of the map. We have Nubia, seems to have gone top left. What's this? Indonesia on the far left. We've got Poland bottom left, which leaves us with Saladin bottom right and Genghis Khan bottom right. You can see just the differences between the AI starts between a settler start with nothing but barbarians and a deity start that gives you a 3 settler and bunch of warriors. And look, you can see already Genghis Khan has settled his second city, as has Arabia, Poland. Oh, goodness me, Indonesia and is already sort of falling behind. Maybe they're playing a little bit more aggressively on their 3rd settle. Who knows whether that will work out well for them. Nubia again settling quite close. So actually, of the civs, 4 of them have gone for quite compact settles. You can just see Arabia down here as well, and Poland up here as well. Apart from Indonesia are really pushing that first settler forward. Now, they've got to be careful they don't lose it to barbarians. That has been known to happen, and certainly when I play on this map is what happens a lot. So we'll see if that happens. Yeah, you're going to be getting used to seeing this from our resident settler AI. On test runs, I have actually seen them lose entirely to the barbarians. It's possible, especially when the deity settlers of a deity game get so far advanced that the barbarians tech up properly. Just ignore this one. Alexander will always do badly. Ooh, Genghis Khan and Poland and Nubia up north as well. They've all settled their 3rd city pretty quickly, actually. In fact, Indonesia, here comes their settler. But again, Indonesia looks like they're pushing straight into the centre of the map pretty quickly. You can see pretty much every civilization has now sent us at least 1 scout into the centre, although, well, we just see one gobbled up by the barbarians there. I'm wondering if that's going to be a big difference. Poland finished a wonder. Again, the notifications, the religious symbols aren't here, the notifications aren't here. This AI-only mod it's lacking in some areas. We're just going to have to get used to some of the technicalities of it, or the limitations of it, but it should be good fun nonetheless. You know, of all of the starts, I quite like Poland's, actually. They haven't got fresh water on either of those 2 cities. In fact, actually, you'd kind of wish that they'd settle a little further forward with their 3rd city here. But it's a nice compact start. You can see they're going to have a lot of adjacency bonuses with all of these mountain campuses here. It's going to be interesting to see the way that the AI plays all of these starts. Arabia choosing to settle just inland of the lake there, whereas Genghis Khan has gone outland or closer to the capital on that particular direction. Nubia's gone sideways. Indonesia's gone, no, I don't even need to bother settling near that lake. In fact, that's a weird settler. The settler moved all the way round that lake. It seemed a little bit inefficient, but already Indonesia's 4th settler popping out here. Poland. Poland have a 4th city. I think they are the first to do that. That's quite exciting. We've got Arabia, doesn't seem to be doing that, but look at the army that Arabia is sending into the middle of the map, as well as Indonesia actually, really pushing forward. The person who settles the middle of the map first, I think, is going to have a huge advantage. Well, certainly the test runs have gone that way. If somebody gets to the middle and all these resources in the middle of the map, they tend to do quite well. Genghis Khan only just settling their 4th city, and actually Nubia haven't settled, but here comes the settler. Looks like out of all of them, Nubia are pushing their 4th settler furthest, although actually they're being raced by Arabia here. If you can get a decent settle on the sort of the initial river here, you tend to do quite well. So you never know. You never know what happened with. Oh no, they've settled early. Arabia have gone down, as have Nubia. That's interesting. So they're using their cities really as like a trading funnel to build a road out, rather than pushing into the inland map. One of the fun mechanisms to keep an eye on with the rise and fall DLC, as Indonesia settled their 4th city, is the loyalty system. Now, again, we can't dig into any of the AUIs because of the way that this mod works. It does have limitations, unfortunately. But if we zoom in, you can see that all of these cities at the moment are under full loyalty. Now, the one thing I have noticed is that the AI is really, really bad at loyalty. They will desperately forward settle and then end up losing all their cities. So keeping an eye on loyalty, getting that balance between forward settling and then not super settling is going to be a really important one. And generally speaking, some AIs are much better at it than others. You can see here, Genghis Khan, I'm actually a little bit disappointed with Genghis Khan's population. 2 sixes there. Comparing that to Arabia, again, maybe Arabia's about equal actually, 5s and 6s. Poland are normally pretty good. In fact, yeah, look, you can see, and already religious units popping up, 8 capital. It's that little bit of bonus game science that really does well. Indonesia's population's alright, but again, very little in the way of fishing boats. I expect Indonesia to really hug the coast, but really, only these last 2 cities have done that. Nubia generally is very strong. I'm looking to see those pyramids go up in the desert as quickly as possible. Actually, it looks like... Oh, look, here we go. So the Petra build. The computer love a good Petra build. So we've got Nubia building it here. Genghis Khan. Oh, Genghis Khan's 5th city has gone down. That's interesting. Okay, so we've got 2 civilizations now with 5 cities. Poland. Oh, look at this. Look at that settler from Poland. Poland are forward settling Indonesia drastically. Now, this could be a problem for them. If you look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 tiles away from their nearest city. And look, already, there we go. Lodz has been settled. Rebellion in 9 turns. Poland are going to regret settling that far forward. Unless they can get a governor in there, they're going to lose that very quickly to Indonesia. And in fact, actually, you can already see, did you see that movement of troops from Indonesia? They are unlikely to stand for that. I could imagine them getting a little bit angry. Why would they go past the river, though? Are Poland going to regret that? Because essentially, this could become a 3 city for Indonesia later in the game. Looks like Nubia are going to get this settler into the middle of the island quickest. Helped by the Pitachi, the unique unit archers. Oh, look, yeah, it looks like they're really going to settle in the middle. Unless, again, we're going to see a Poland-like forward settle. Maybe to Genghis Khan. That might be sensible. In fact, Genghis Khan was the first great admiral that I've seen. That's a unique play. Normally, they don't even bother doing that. So, there we go. Arabia finally getting their 6th settler out. You can see making their way to the front lines. Not very good trading routes from Arabia, though. I kind of expected to see a route go through Baghdad in this direction, because that would have really helped their movement through the middle of the continent. So Nubia and Indonesia both settling in the middle there, but interestingly, oh look, Poland's city is flipped. That's amazing. So Poland has already flipped, and you can see probably Indonesia's population is going to be the one that takes over that city. So that forward settle, it was as silly as we thought it would be. Actually, look, Indonesia already has regained loyalty of its middle city, so it looks like Indonesia, that wasn't too far a forward settle. Looks like Nubia is also going to keep hold of that central city. That's interesting for me. That puts Indonesia in a very good position. Once they've taken over Lodz, that gives them 6 cities all sort of cemented together. Yeah, look, that's where you should have settled Poland. You went way too far there. Way too far. Genghis Khan joins in with a settle into the middle of the island, and you can see, look, here comes Arabia, not to be outdone. Poland, I just feel Poland have really let themselves down there. Really, really far behind. Just checking in on our settler AI. I told you they did appallingly. I mean, look at them. They've finally got a settler, and they haven't fallen to barbarian. So you know what? That's fine. The rule with this settler AI is if I'm going to allow the deity AIs to kill them. If they do take any of the cities, that's fine. It's randomly placed. Doesn't matter. We'll just have to deal with it. You know, every single heat's going to be exactly the same. If they take over the settler AI, then good for them. Which AI will respond to a really weak neighbour best and go to war with them? There we go. Here we go. The 3 city flips to Indonesia, which leaves Indonesia with 6 cities, actually. Pretty nicely spaced. Again, I would expect these 2 coastal cities to be doing a lot better at the moment. Normally, with their unique improvements, they can get those sort of floating villages down and do themselves pretty good. Really, what we're looking for now is which AI gets their hands on a decent army first and really sort of pushes towards the middle. You can see walls desperately being built. in the center of this continent to keep everything safe. Religious wars already being felt as well. It's going to be a contested area, but we can see that, I think, generally speaking, Genghis Khan has done pretty well. 6 cities as well as Indonesia now. Nubia have got themselves only the 5 cities, but I actually think they're a little bit more spaced out. And look, population 12, population 10. I quite like Nubia's setup. Looks like they might be settling... Oh, where's this settler going? I thought he was going to plunk himself just there, but nope. Doesn't look like it for now. The settler comes down to the south, and Nubia actually might grab themselves this extra space down here. In fact, actually, Genghis Khan's settle has given them almost more resources than everything else. Look, did you see the way that this, here we go, the Singi di Baramara, that's how you pronounce it. The extra culture being given from those tiles is allowing them to scoop up loads of this desert in the middle. Actually, Genghis Khan with the resources in the middle to build an army is quite a scary opponent. So turn 38, we're in 380 AD, and let's just check in with each individual civ a little bit. You can see Nubia have built themselves a couple of wonders. You've got the Great Library, it means they're normally doing pretty good on a a scientific start, but only 1 campus with the Super Mountain adjacency bonus, so looks like Nubia is going for a little bit of faith actually. You can see actually a couple of holy sites. Petra, that makes that city doing pretty well actually, and again the Jebel Barkal, all of this sort of, actually some pretty good desert wonders, pyramids as well. So Nubia have actually got a pretty heavy wonder start. Look at that as well, Temple of Artemis almost in the middle of the map. That's a pretty good start for them. Indonesia's population is starting to look quite good, but the lack of culture seemingly in this civ is causing their borders to be a little bit more compressed than I would like to see personally. Looks like they're doing good. A couple of great scientists around indicates that, again, they're doing pretty good. And certainly, look at these campuses. 2 campuses in the super scientific start, so they're doing pretty good. Oh my god, look at this religious war going on here. Doesn't look like Indonesia have a religion of themselves, so they're kind of just allowing this proxy war to happen in their lands. But actually, Indonesia have got a pretty decent start. As long as they can hold on to this middle city, and actually the loyalty, rebellion in 12 turns, they might need to stick a governor in this city as quickly as possible to avoid it flipping to the enemy. Poland normally go for a pretty faith-heavy start, and yeah, look, you can see of the 3 mountain super adjacency tiles, they've got 2 holy sites in 1 campus, and actually look, this holy site as well, giving them a decent faith output. And we did see all the apostles up in Indonesian lands. They're doing pretty well on the old faith. Colossus has been built. Hanging Gardens has been built. Looks like they've got a decent amount of wonders, but nothing special. Just enough to keep in check, keep the culture a little bit high. Are they going to be regretting not getting into the middle continent though? I think they're going to regret that later on. I'm always impressed with the way that Arabia is handled by the AI, and look, you can see they're already getting their special knight units up here. There's another settler coming. I'm not entirely sure where that one's going to go, but it looks like Arabia are doing fairly well. Again, going for a triple holy site start, along with the Oracle. Faith is going to be pretty high on the priority here, and look, in fact, actually every single city has a holy site, so Arabia are getting pretty faith heavy. It doesn't look like it's going to get them very far though, because a lot of the civs have gone faith heavy in this game. Genghis Khan seems to be focusing on warrior monks, so they've gone for the aggressive religion, which is quite good to see. Double campus start, which is pretty good, and a mine in the super adjacency. I'm not entirely sure that's the best idea, but Potato Palace, I like to call it Patala Palace over there. I like Genghis Khan's compressed sort of outlook. All their cities are nice, evenly spaced. They've got some good adjacency bonuses going on. I'm not entirely sure this city is going to get very far. It looks like, I think they'll have to take over the city-state if they want to expand too heavily. That's actually something to look out for, which civs go for city-states. Generally speaking, a civ will either really take them out or it won't bother, and that really helps swing the game. And if you were wondering, Alexander has got 1 city still, but it does have the Apanda. Oh my god, the settler AI built a wonder. What on earth is going on here? So checking in at the middle of the map, you can hear the lightning bolts of religious combat pretty much every turn. This deity AI goes massively heavy on religion, but never really seems to get anywhere. I've never seen an AI victory from religion. You never know though, it might change. Interestingly, Poland, a lot of siege weaponry and a lot of caravels. It's difficult to tell. It looks like they've got a huge amount of great generals, but if they can get themselves a decent naval force, then some of these border city-states could fall pretty easily. And actually, it looks like Kandy, Leventa, Armagh, that's a triple faith city-state. If they can knock these out or at least take control of them, then that would really put a faith dent in the enemy. Also, the sneaky inclusion of a 6th city here in Poland. Again, I'm not entirely sure that's going to do much for them, but actually Poland can use their encampments to culture bomb pretty well, so I'm impressed that, look at that, Poland have really managed to sort of get every single tile settled on their prong. It's just a shame again that they lost the city. Nubia already up to muskets. That's, I think, the first muskets I've seen in the game. Although actually, it looks like Genghis Khan's strength. Now, Genghis Khan have got a couple. Again, look at the strength of the cities. You can see cities up in the 60s implying muskets. Cities down sort of in the 60s. It looks like here, yeah, somewhere around here. Actually, Poland don't have any muskets, but they do have caravels, which sort of act in a similar way. Indonesia, muskets are popping up. So, generally speaking, no one's run away with science yet. It's only turn 87, though. Once you get to about turn 140, you tend to kind of see civs start to run away with the science if they're going to. It looks like Genghis Khan is going for Alex. That's going to be a really interesting one. Again, we're letting it happen because any civ can go for the settler AI here. It's completely fair game. It's open to everybody. But if Genghis Khan can take this prong, that leaves him a lot of extra settling space. Although look, Nubia city, I didn't even spot that one. Nubia's 7th city goes down, starting to build into Alexander's prong. Again, all of them have the ability to do that. It's just which ones actually utilise that. Genghis Khan's 7th city sort of popping in the middle there as well. I like the look of Genghis Khan. I think when they get a little bit later into the game, they get tanks, they get helicopters. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Genghis Khan domination push. I was looking here and saying, wow, Poland's army have just vanished, but here it all is. It looks like Poland is mounting an attack on Arabia. That's interesting. Poland have really neglected the upgrading of their troops. Swordsmen, archers, spearmen. That's not going to do you very much against crossbowmen and musketmen. It looks like Arabia are going to easily fight this one off. I wonder though if that production lost by Poland is going to knock them back even further. Again, tactical decisions, I should say, by Poland have been a little bit lacking so far in this game. And look, the Arabian frigate is here, picking off troops as they land. Yeah, naval supremacy. Oh, look at all these frigates. That's an impressive armada from Arabia. Will we see that come to play for them later? And there we go. Just like that, Genghis Khan takes a 7 population Alexander city. That is interesting. That means that this entire prong of land is now available to either Nubia or Genghis Khan. I'd be surprised if any of the other AIs settle it. But does Genghis Khan have the loyalty to hold this city? That's the question. At the moment, yes, if they do. It'll be interesting though, if Nubia keeps settling around here, they might have a problem. Although actually, Mongolia, again, have grabbed the settler that Alexander has left. So that's strong play from Mongolia. Look at all these musketmen as well. If they bring them south towards Nubia look a little bit exposed on that flank. Although where's this settler going to go? Tell you what though, if Arabia can turn this defence into a counterattack, they've got easy naval supremacy in this sea. They just keep popping and taking away all of these sort of defensive troops. Yeah, in fact, look, you can see the army is starting to make its way across. These sort of perimeter cities, like this city here of Poland's, are only 44 strength. A couple of frigates would easily eat through that, and if they could get a bombard landed, again, that would easily take the walls down. It'll be interesting to see if Arabia can do that though before Poland can muster their defences.